Hello, it's Friday the 29th of July and welcome to this week's news roundup from the Christian Institute. 3 MPs who signed an early day motion welcoming the Equality and Human Rights Commission's decision to defend the religious liberty of Christians have withdrawn their support. Earlier this month, the Commission revealed that it was planning to intervene in 4 religious liberty cases, heading for Europe. It also said that employers should do more to reasonably accommodate employees with religious beliefs. While the Commission's decision was welcomed by Christian groups, homosexual activists and humanist campaigners were outraged. Labour MP John McDonnell and Liberal Democrat MPs Mike Hancock and John Hemming have all declared their intention to remove their names from the motion. Mr Hancock explained his decision, saying, "I do believe very strongly that people's beliefs should be taken into account when they are working, but that shouldn't come at the expense of people of whatever religion or sexual preference living as equals in our society." More than 150 animal-human hybrid embryos have been created by scientists working in British laboratories over the past 3 years. The creation of hybrid embryos was legalised by the 2008 Human Fertilisation and Embryology Act. Scientists claim the process could be used to develop embryonic stem cell treatments. These are different from adult stem cell treatments, which do not involve the destruction of human embryos. Critics have questioned the need for embryo research, saying it cannot be ethically justified. Details were revealed last week in a response to a parliamentary question by Lord Alton. The peer said, "At every stage, the justification from scientists has been, if only you allow us to do this, we will find cures for every illness known to mankind. This is emotional blackmail." Residents in the borough of Waltham Forest are rejecting attempts by Islamic fundamentalists to implement Sharia law in East London. Posters had appeared in the borough claiming that it is a Sharia-controlled zone where Islamic rules will be enforced. The posters, indicating that smoking, alcohol and music are banned, have now been removed by the council. The campaign is being orchestrated by Muslims Against Crusades, a fundamentalist campaign group. The group's Islamic Emirates project wants to establish independent Islamic states in Britain. The news comes as a bill, introduced by Baroness Cox in the House of Lords, seeks to stop Sharia law taking root as a parallel legal system. A man and his 4 wives have filed a federal challenge against a law which criminalises bigamy in the American state of Utah. Cody Brown is only legally married to one of his wives, but he married the other 3 women in religious ceremonies, with the couples considering themselves to be spiritually married. The Browns' lawyer claims the case is about privacy, following the principles of cases like the 2003 Supreme Court case, when judges ruled that homosexual acts in private were protected by the US Constitution. He said that the family are asking for the right to structure their lives according to their faith and beliefs, but critics are worried the case would lead to a redefinition of marriage. Chairman of the all-party parliamentary pro-life group, Jim Dobbin, has said the BBC's biased reporting of assisted suicide is an attempt to control debate and manipulate opinion, and likened it to a totalitarian state. Writing in the Catholic Herald, Mr Dobbin said public debate should not be subverted by slanted reporting. The BBC has produced 5 pro-assisted suicide programmes in 3 years, with the latest fronted by pro-assisted suicide campaigner Sir Terry Pratchett. Earlier this month, the BBC came in for criticism from a group of MPs who accused the corporation of being a cheerleader for assisted suicide. Mr Dobbin said, "Those media outlets that are funded by public contributions have a particular duty to present both sides of a contentious moral issue." GPs can pray with their patients as long as they are receptive to the offer, the UK's leading medical defence group has said. New guidance from the Medical Defence Union quotes a senior figure at the General Medical Council who says that a tactful offer to pray could be appropriate. The news follows a number of cases where Christian medics have faced disciplinary proceedings for mentioning their faith at work. The GP magazine, Pulse, reports that the GMC is standing by the comments from Jane O'Brien, Assistant Director at the GMC. And early this month, Niall Dixon, Chief Executive of the GMC, said, "Conversations about faith should not be a starting point. Doctors can, however, sensitively explore whether a patient may wish to discuss their own faith when it is appropriate to their care, and then provide spiritual support if this is what the patient wants." A baby boy has defied the odds to be born as the country's most premature twin, even though his mother was advised to abort him. Jacob McMahon was born 1 week below the 24-week abortion limit and weighed just £1 4 ounces. Doctors had advised his mother, Sarah Fisher, to abort him because she was suffering from a serious infection which may have been the cause of the tragic death of Jacob's twin. But Miss Fisher went into labour soon after and gave birth to Jacob at 23 weeks, making him the country's most premature surviving twin. Now, 5 months later, Jacob is improving well and has been allowed to go home. Although he still has to be attached to an oxygen supply to help his tiny lungs, his mother said he's getting bigger and stronger day by day and is basically like any other newborn. Finally, Rev John Stott, one of the most influential evangelical leaders of the 20th century, passed away this week at the age of 90. Dr. Stott's writing and preaching helped millions of Christians gain a deeper understanding of their faith. During the course of his life, he penned more than 50 books, which helped to explain complex theology in a way accessible to people. Dr. Stott was also named as one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time magazine. Evangelical leaders have rushed to pay tribute to the man credited with helping lead a resurgence of evangelicalism in Britain. Steve Clifford, General Director of the Evangelical Alliance, said, "He will go on to be remembered as one of the leaders of the evangelical movement and will continue to have an impact for generations to come." Well, that's all for this week. For more information and regular updates on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.